When I was younger, my father taught me to play chess. I learned on the board that he learned on when he was a teenager, that we still have in the library upstairs. I was always white, because that meant I started first. My father was always black. He insisted I be white so I could learn modern chess openings and he could counter. Pawn to king 4 was my traditional opening, and that left him open to counter and meet me in the middle. The real lessons began when he would throw a monkey wrench into things, such as the Queen's Gambit, which I had no idea what to do with. I would touch random pieces here or there, and he would simply shake his head. Not the right move. I learned how to castle, but that wasn't always the right move either. So it would work until I found the right move and would back away. This was the pawn that my father had. My favorite piece was the knight, the up and over action, and I was very good at them, better than my father. He, however, was better with the bishop, which I never really cared for. The queen, which I thought was the most important piece on the board, and the king, which I learned was actually the most important piece on the board. I love to play with the rook. The simple up and down action made things interesting for me. This is the castle position, which I learned is very powerful and hard to break into. This is the castle on the queen side, which I never really cared for because the third pawn in leaves quite a weakness. I also learned strategy about points, where these two pieces, if captured, equal these three pieces when captured. So it's not always about who has what, it's about how much they count for. Here they are lit up a little bit easier to see, the black pieces. And my father would teach me endgame strategy, and for hours he would just let me try to figure things out on my own. This is where my father taught me endgame chess. We have the black king here, the white king here, and two white rooks. This should always be a victory for white, but I would often get stuck trying to pin the king for checkmate and allow for a stalemate, which should never happen with this sort of advantage. I got stuck trying to push this closer and closer and closer so I could zoom this down and pin in this formation. While that's still checkmate, it's not ideal, and my father would drill me with this. It doesn't really matter where the pieces go. What's the easiest way to checkmate? He would never show me. Simply, that's not right, do it again. The trick is to pull this piece next to this piece and create a barrier where the king cannot come. They protect each other. Now he has this whole board to roam, for now. But quickly, if it's white's turn, I cut off half of his board. Even if he approaches me here, check again. Now he can't come up because of this rook. He can come this way, but then he's still in check. So he has to retreat down a row. Well, I'm just going to drop this guy down again. And in this crisscross pattern, where the king has to retreat, I achieve checkmate. I'm never in danger. I never touch my king. And I had to figure that all out on my own. We went through similar exercises with bishops and rooks, queen and a rook, but this is the one where we started. This was the hardest one for me, and it was the one where my father just sat for hours and watched.